Gold hitting record highs today, and Bitcoin has risen this year, although it's well down from its record highs. Our guest has been involved in gold and Bitcoin. Investors hope on the Bitcoin front that the Trump administration's favorable stance will lead to regulatory clarity. And of course, he's also happy to see gold going up. We're joined by Frank Holmes, co-founder and executive chairman of HIVE, the blockchain company. But let's start off with gold. So you go back a while. 1983, you were at an investment firm called Merit. Yes. And you handled the IPO of Franco-Nevada for Pierre Lassonde and Seymour Schulich?
Yes, my first deal. So it was a very exciting, when I look back in history, be blessed to be mentored by Seymour Schulich and Pierre Lassonde and they're giving back in charities across the country of their financial success is unprecedented.
The market cap, last time I checked, for Franco-Nevada in Canadian dollars, north of $41 billion. Roughly how big was that IPO?
It was under 10 million.
Yeah. And it was like a pioneer. It was the first kind of royalty streaming company, I think, or one of the first anyway.
It was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like in technology what they would call a SaaS model, recurring revenue model.
Yeah.
And it's really about intellectual capital. And when you look at Franco-Nevada, you're talking about 30 million in revenue per employee. NVIDIA is 3.5 million.
Oh.
We look at Apple, and it is 2.5 million. So it's really quite significant.
And Paul Brink, he likes to run a tight shop. I remember years ago, I think he was quoted as saying, the streetcar is a Franco-Nevada limousine. He likes to keep, I think it was something like that.
And
anyway.
Every dollar's a prisoner.
What do you mean, every dollar's a prisoner?
Yes, so don't waste money.
Oh, I see. Okay. So two of your funds are the Gold and Precious Metals Fund. You launched that back in 1974.
No. Franco-Nevada was 83. But I have the gold royalty companies.
Well, sorry, no, I was just looking at your website. I saw the Gold and Precious Metals Fund launched in 74.
Well, that was way before I purchased control. Okay, you're correct. Sorry. I moved to Texas in 1990.
Okay.
And that journey was to take over a company that had lots of financial problems in the gold space. And we've done that. And now we have a suite of smart beta 2.0 ETFs. Our biggest is JETS. Our latest is called WAR. It has to do with AI for NATO, all the NATO countries spending for, reinvigorating their military. And it's predominantly going to be done with AI. And that lends it to, and I learned this through HIVE, because HIVE is in the data center business.
Right.
Really, that's what it is. And nothing happens in your iPhone, anything, Netflix, all these things don't work without data centers. So now the advent and the transformative generation of AI from NVIDIA chips, it's more significant, these data centers, and they're important for military.
Well, I want to hear more about that, but just talk to us about gold. You, of course, are bullish on gold.
Very, very bullish. I've always advocated the 10% golden rule.
10%.
10%, and then add to that for gold stocks. And it's good to see the gold stocks are on a tear. But what's interesting in America, I was just in New York City yesterday, is there's been redemptions out of the gold equity ETFs. But the gold stocks are on a tear because they've been using these ETFs to go long the ETF to short individual names. And as the individual names start outperforming the ETF, they redeem. So it's really fascinating that we're getting this sort of huge moves in some of these gold stocks, and the quants are looking at free cash flow yield. So one of our big holdings last year, as still today, is Kenross.
Okay, it's done well this year.
And it's got huge free cash flow. And the non-gold investors love free cash flow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they can understand that.
And that's why they love Franco-Nevada. That's why it has a $40 billion market cap, because of their ability to generate oodles and buckets of free cash flow.
What do you think about these big gold mergers? I mean, if I own a share of Newmont, I want my earnings per share to go up. I mean, it's wonderful for them that they create the biggest gold company in the world, but I really don't care. I don't care about their fancy head offices. I just want cash flow per share to go up. And Newmont's been a real letdown.
Well, it's just a great point you make, because we've done studies on this, and like having a baby's 9 months, it takes 9 months for these mergers to work out if there's going to be value per share. Will the revenue per share and cash flow go up per share? Then those stocks go through a re-rating. And so I think that what you're observing is actually what the quants will pick those stocks that demonstrate that. Or they'll look for what they call the marginal gold producer. As gold hits 3,000, high-cost producers, they really start to move up higher because their profit margins are now expanding.
Sure. They got the leverage. I'm trying to think, is there a name out there that has
predominantly the South Africans.
Oh,
they've been on a tear this year because they're high-cost producers.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just recognize who figures this out really quickly are the quant funds.
The New Yorker had a horrifying article a couple of years ago about the illegal gold mining in South Africa and how guys it's criminal gangs send them down into old disused gold mines.
It's everywhere in the world, and it's just a matter of how do they manage that. But I think that gold is going to trade much higher, much like Bitcoin, and the fact that it's decentralized and it is portable wealth. But the difference is gold is tangible and Bitcoin is virtual.
Very much not tangible,
but they're both decentralized and both have scarcity. Bitcoin has more scarcity, whereas gold has still tremendous scarcity because it's so hard to mine and get an ounce of gold. So I'm a big believer that these assets like silver and gold and Bitcoin are going through a race. That one goes up better this quarter than the next one, but more money is going into decentralized assets.
I don't know. You see these headlines on Bitcoin about fake exchanges or people can't get their money back. It seems to be a bit of a hairy space still.
It's part of the evolution of a new technology. It's what's taking place. And I really believe in my study of it, it starts from the gaming industry. NVIDIA chips were really gaming.
Yeah.
And 12-year-old kids were mining Ethereum, and they found a way through these exchanges to get a bank account, which they couldn't get a bank account in Canada. So there is a big transition, and that's where HIVE is positioned as being one of the most profitable companies in that space. And we are in the AI business in downtown Montreal and Stockholm. And now we're expanding dramatically in Paraguay. We're going to increase our...
Why Paraguay?
Great question. First of all, it's hydroelectricity, only green. And HIVE has only and stayed very focused on only being green. And green has become much more difficult since Putin invaded Ukraine. You can see that all around the world. The cost of energy started to go up. However, Paraguay, they need U.S. dollars. They take this surplus electricity, it gets wasted, or they sell it to a country like Argentina, it doesn't pay or slow pay. But Bitcoin mining is helping build out their infrastructure, at the same time giving them foreign currency, U.S. dollars every month. So it's a win-win. It's great for the HIVE shareholders, and it's phenomenal for the government to run its policies. And Paraguay is very pro-North America.
Not sure if we can show a 5-year chart for HIVE. My chart here is showing that it spiked in 2021, like a lot of tech stocks. Wow, I'm showing a high. It got to $34 in 2021, but now I'm seeing a price of only about $250.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable, and we continue to grow.
Well, it's come down an awful lot from its peak.
And because it trades off of Bitcoin, and it doesn't trade off of what we're doing on our EBITDA. If you look at data center EBITDAs, they trade between 20 and 30 times EBITDA, and we have a run rate of over $60 million of EBITDA. So I think that over time, that will all of a sudden it'll separate, and we're seeing this in the U.S. where hedge funds are coming in to tell these Bitcoin miners, go to HPC, go to high performance computing, stop the Bitcoin, make that transition, and you get a higher valuation. We are not in the indexes. If you do not have your home office in America or all your production is in America, then even if you're listed on NASDAQ, you can't qualify for the Russell 2000. So you're seeing Barrick now is leaving here to go to the US to get in the S&P 500.
We'll have to leave it there, Frank. We could talk to you all day. Thanks very much for joining us. Frank Holmes, co-founder and executive chairman at HIVE. Let's have a look at